Good morning. Welcome again to Morning Devotions. Thank you again for our time together. Beautiful set of Sunday services today. Joe and Becky will be ministering. We'll have a wonderful time of worship and the Holy Ghost and prayer for the sick. We look forward to seeing you in services. Today, I want us to come back to Matthew chapter 26, and I want to begin reading with verse 6. And again, I'm Philip's translation. Back in Bethany, while Jesus was in the house of Simon the leper, a woman came to him with an alabaster flask of most expensive perfume and poured it on his head while he was at table. The disciples were indignant. Now, would you look at that? The disciples were indignant when they saw this and said, "What is the point of such wicked waste? Couldn't this perfume have been sold for a lot of money, which could be given to the poor?" Jesus knew what they were saying and spoke to them, "Why must you make this woman feel uncomfortable? She's done a beautiful thing for me. You have the poor with you always, but you will not always have me. When she poured this perfume on my body, she was preparing it for my burial. I assure you that wherever the gospel is preached in the whole world, this deed of hers will also be recounted as a memorial to me." After this, after Jesus' correction about their foolish indignance, after this, one of the 12, Judas Iscariot by name, approached the chief priests and said, "What will you give me?" And the betrayal is set. Sometimes I call this the trigger of betrayal. Now, when you put the other Gospels with this, the story looks like this. This woman in her love came and brought this beautiful gift to Jesus. Judas was upset because he was a thief and he saw he could steal some money, but he couldn't get his hands on it because it wasn't sold. It was used to be a blessing to Jesus. And actually, when you put the other Gospels together, he got all the other disciples worked up, but it all started with him. Sometimes, brothers and sisters, people get us all indignant and upset about something and start saying something's wrong when it was never wrong. We've just been manipulated by somebody who was doing wrong. Whoa, let me say that again. It was not wrong, but they call it wrong because they have been manipulated by somebody who is doing wrong. Judas was a thief. Now, Jesus corrected it and said, "Listen, would you just stop this nonsense?" And notice, that is the trigger of betrayal. Judas is corrected. His manipulation to get more money for himself fails. Judas is caught. Judas's foolishness is exposed. The other disciples are looking at him going, "Yeah, dude, you told us this was all wrong, and Jesus just made top of our ears for what we did." After this, Judas betrays Jesus. He goes out and negotiates the price. The trigger to betrayal is correction in the face of sin. Correction in the face of sin. Now, you can go meditate on that today, but the big takeaway I want you to see today is understand that there are people out there, quote, serving God, that are doing some very wrong and some very bad things, but they deflect. Let me say that again. They deflect. And they want to make people that are doing right look bad so that they can get some more of what they want.